So we're gonna look at Alabama's backcourt. Today's February 10th, 2026, and there's a lot of really good backcourts across college basketball across the country. I got a list of teams pulled up here just for reference. So if we're really talking about the best backcourts in the country right now, of course you have at Houston, Emmanuel Sharp, Milos Uzan, Kingston Flemings. At Kansas, Melvin Council, Trey White, Darren Peterson. Um, at Florida hasn't shown it so much consistently, at least not in November and most of December in terms of the backcourt. Clemson certainly has between Dylan Hunter and Justin Porter and Butta Johnson. Arkansas for sure with Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas. There's a lot of other ones that aren't on this list. I think I tried to write some of them down. Georgia for sure. Smurf Melinder, Blue Kane, Wilkinson. Even the backcourt at Utah State is really, really good with Drake Allen and Falslev and MJ Collins. There's a lot, right? This is not about that. But the best one of all may be Alabama. And I think it's really worth taking a look. They have a bunch of guys who are really good. They're not going to have Bediako with them, who they had for the last 5 games, and that changes a lot because he was really their second big man presence behind or alongside Aiden Sherrill right here. Now they have to bring Noah Williamson off the bench, the Bucknell transfer, and he hasn't really fit in as much. So now the pressure is really on for this Alabama group, and between LeBaron Philon, Aiden Holloway, 2 elite shot makers, 2 of the best shot makers in the country, can take their man, can get into gaps, can change direction in the half court, a lot of speed, a lot of bursts, a lot of tough finishes, and we'll see a bunch of this. Then you also have Amari Allen, who's such a high caliber player as a freshman, bigger guard. He's right here, 6'5", 6'6", who can hit a lot of threes as well. Of course, they spread you out, and then you have Latrell Wrightsell down here, who had a unfortunate injury last year, which kept him out for the majority of the season, but he's come back and bounced back. And you also have Houston Mallett. So you have 5 really good guards. So we're going to take a look first here at, this is the Alabama-St. John's game. It's going to pause it for a second. This is earlier in the year. It's actually at this game. And LeBaron Philon really did take over this game. So we're going to take a look real quick at some highlights of LeBaron Philon in this Alabama game versus St. John's, where they won on the road in early November at the Garden. And then we're going to take a look at kind of like a more full game, Alabama's most recent game versus Auburn. So we'll see both sides. We'll see Auburn a little bit too, but this is really more focused on Alabama's offense and Alabama's backcourt and how good they actually are. Now, we're not going to be focusing on their defense so much. So in terms of evaluating their team and things of that nature, it's not really going to be the most comprehensive, but I think that shining a light on their backcourt would be good, and we could maybe reveal a couple things here and there and learn as well. So this is just again LeBaron Philon at the Garden earlier in the year. If this thing wants to load. So look at that again. With the left in transition, didn't get the call, gets up, gets to the next play. Again, this whole highlight mix of the first minute or two is just LeBaron Philon at the Garden versus St. John's. But what a beautiful pocket pass there to Taylor Bowen. This is really nice. You got Wrightsell coming up to set the screen. He rejects it, so he comes here. Zuby follows him. LeBaron rejects the screen, has a pathway to the basket there. Could dump it off here, down low to Bowen, but he's good enough to just stop on a dime, change the speed, and make the shot. That's just skill and talent. It's kind of an unfair matchup for Ruben Prey to try to guard Philon there, but he's cooking. It's a close game, 60-58, as we can see. Rejects the screen there. Off balance and 1. Alabama up 6. Easy steal. Hesitation, finishes with the left. Let me see this one again. I don't even remember what happened here. So he calls for the screen, rejects it, sees an opening, and finishes. Okay. I mean, these are really high leverage moments, right? Like, the volume is off in the game. The Garden was absolutely packed. A lot of noise. Like, let's not act like, this is, I'm kind of underselling the moment here and how he rose to the occasion, and he continuously kept Alabama on top in a really hostile environment in the second or third game of the season. So just making really tough NBA caliber shots. So here's the Auburn game, most recent, and we're gonna. I saw the game live. I watched the whole thing, but I haven't come back to it now, and I'm gonna come back to it for the first time and try to see what's happening. So great ball movement. This Alabama backcourt is so talented yet so unselfish. I know we just saw a lot of Phylon doing a lot of one-on-one work, but don't get it confused. Like, if you haven't seen these guys play, they are not selfish in any way. They don't hunt their own shot. They typically hunt the best available shot. And with such high caliber, high talented guards who play at such a fast pace and play 5 out and really buy into Coach Oates' system, it's really beautiful to watch because they're all so good and they're all so unselfish. So this is Pettiford splits the trap, excuse me. And this was certainly a back and forth game, but Alabama's guards were able to pull away at the end. Wrightsell gets into the defense, misses the layup. What a screen and just like feel by Amari Allen coming up, set this screen. I can't imagine this is a set play of sort. This is just feel. Slips it away. Phylon with the beautiful pass. And finishes against a bigger defender. So it's kind of a little bit sloppy game in the first 4 minutes, back and forth. That was nice. Look at this. Phylon continuously just rejecting any possible screens and just beating his man off the dribble and finishing tough shots. Like, there's not much you can really do if you're not able to stay in front of him. That becomes apparent throughout this game. Not only for him, for Aiden Holloway as well. Catch and shoot. What do we have here? So you got Holloway now rejecting the screen. Gets by his man. Can't finish there, but that's kind of what you're dealing with. Okay. Let's get back to an Alabama possession. So, okay, let's get back to an Alabama possession. Okay, free throws. What do we have here? You got Amari Allen. Finds Sherrell on the roll. And can't finish. How did that develop? You got the flare screen there by Bol Bowen. Gets in, he sees the gap here, right cell, and they just attack. I mean, would have been a risky pass there, but he has a full head of steam. He gets in, and they can finish really, really well. All of them can finish well. Okay, let's get back to an Alabama possession. No. Got LeBaron Filan at the top. Just really good control, like good body control in the air. That's a really tough shot. There's not that many guards in college basketball that could do this. Honestly, really good defense too by the defender. I don't know if that's Murphy or Hall. I think it was Murphy. Okay. Let's fast forward a little bit. So at a certain point here, the Alabama guards start to cook. And it's, you know, they just basically get some switching action there, get the big on Holloway, uses his speed. Number 14, that's Bediako with a good seal, and Holloway can get a relatively easy reverse layup. Nice answer there. Okay, let's get to some Alabama possessions here, and things are going to potentially start opening up soon. Yeah, this is an ugly play. I remember that. So that's not the best shot, but it's okay. It's part of what you get with the Crimson Tide this year. So how does this play develop? We got 22 on the shot clock. He's just making a play. I mean, okay. Holloway. These are tough shots these guards are making. These are not easy shots, and they do it all the time. So at this point, it's part of their profile. It's not like a one-off type of situation. Holloway swings it, gets it back, passes it again. Bol Bone knocks it down. I mean, look at this. They're down 10 on the road in a hostile environment. This just goes to the unselfishness. Like, Bol Bowen's not the best shooter, right? But they got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Aiden Holloway's a superior offensive player to Taylor Bol Bowen, and they're not, you know, they don't break, and they don't do it to themselves. So you got 11 seconds on the shot clock. You're down 10, 2 minutes left in the first half. The place is rocking, and instead of Holloway just trying to create something at the end of a shot clock, and nobody would bat an eye if he did so, he drives, draws the defender just a little bit, and has trust in his teammate to kick. And his teammate hits it. Small plays like that, and if they can convert them, like, they'll pay dividends later in the year, and obviously in this game as well. So Houston Mallet flashes to the corner, bang. So many guys. Look at this. What nice feel on this possession. Sees the corner right there, just slips out of the screen, pops to the corner. Bediako kind of runs into his man. This guy's without a man, and just like that. Getting back in transition, if you don't, the Tide are going to hurt you. And they don't get tired. They have great conditioning, as they always do every year. So LeBaron is there. Gets in and throws the alley. What was this about? Filan comes down. So over here, you got a back pick right there, Bediako, and just that's all the separation these guys need. There's not many programs in the country that have guys who can do that consistently. Like, this is what's getting them back in the game and eventually going to have them take the lead and win the game. These guards are elite. Phylon gets into the teeth of the defense. They called the jump ball? I'm not sure. Okay. So the second half is really where... So they're down 4 entering the second half, and this is really where they kind of capture their identity in a way and impose their will, so to speak, on this specific game. So Holloway rejects the screen. It does a little crossover, gets in. Tough shot, he misses it. Kevin Overton had a really good game. This is one of his possessions here. He's actually been a really good player for the Tigers this year. Gets into the teeth of the defense. Holloway bucket. Alabama down 5. Keyshawn Hall can't finish. Gets rejected. Okay, Alabama gets the rebound. Aiden Sherrill in the paint. Turns it over. Yep. Or not sure if he turned it over there. Amari Allen on the baseline out of bounds play, just catch and shoot. I mean, that's what can you do? I mean, it's a good shot. If he makes it, like, that's a capable shot. Nice read there by Phylon. Alabama inching back. They're down 1 now. Okay. Holloway gets rejected. Gets it back. Good pass. They're not going to have Bediako, which is going to be difficult for them because you see the type of presence he has on the court. I don't know how they're going to fill that gap. Early in the year, they had a lot of losses. Not a lot, but they had a few losses. They had losses with Bediako too, but the other losses that they had earlier in the year were really didn't have a big man presence, and it was apparent. So you got Amari Allen in the paint now, trying to create something, and doesn't really get much. So they're down 5 now here. Pettiford tries to answer in that possession. He can't. Houston Mallet brings it up. No good there. That's just a really, like, look at this finish by LeBaron Phylon. Switches it to the left. They're up 4 here. Pettiford answers. He's obviously a really good player. Bediako, cleans up, so it's going to be difficult for them again. Got Phylon at the top of the key. Just takes his man and just one-on-one. Okay. Alright, so Auburn retakes the lead. They're down 2. Amari Allen, hand in his face. Bediako is still doing his thing. Auburn tries to answer. They can't. Phylon at the free throw line. Him and Holloway are both excellent free throw shooters, so if they're up late in the game, it's going to be tough for the team to get back into it. Or for an opponent to get back into it, I should say. Okay, so Alabama's up 4. Just into the teeth of the defense. I mean, look at this burst. Are you serious right now? It's a big man. He takes him off the dribble, and then he just tries to finish with the left. It didn't go in, but they do go in for them a lot of the time. Nice play there by Auburn. Nice seal. Good finish. Alabama up 6. Nice contested shot. Now LeBaron Phylon at the other end. Going into his bag. Can't convert. Tough shot. But he does make those as well. Okay. Good defense. They get it back. LeBaron comes off, gets his feet set, can't finish. Next possession down for them. Amari Allen. Bang. Good defense. Gets called for the foul. Just look at Holloway here in the corner. That's all they need. I mean, there's not much of an advantage there, but Pettiford, I think that's number 0. I'm not sure. I think that's Pettiford. I'm not exactly sure. Can't get over the screen, and he's doomed from the beginning of the possession. Either he comes over, this guy gets closer to the big, but he's just, that little space is all Alabama's guards needs. And it's not just Holloway. That's a 4-point play, but it's not just Holloway. It's, again, it's Philon, it's Allen, it's Reitzel. Their front court, the lack of front court depth is going to be a big problem for them, defensively specifically, and on the offensive boards for sure. But, you know, if this team gets rolling and they get, it's a tough finish by Holloway. Takes his man off the dribble, finishes with the left. It's a nice finish there. Can't really do much. Good defense also. So now there's a minute left. Alabama up 3. They call a foul. Holloway hits both. They get a stop. And that's game, more or less. Let's see, he hits one. I think he misses the second. Okay. They hit their free throws. It's a 4-point game here. They inbound it, and LeBaron does his thing.